What's up, Sass Brothers? It's your girl Sassy J, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, guys. It is time for another Love Island review. But before I get into the video, I'm just gonna ask you guys to give the video a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. Please like and subscribe. So, guys, Conor and Megan has gone home. They have been dumped. They were voted the least compatible in the villa of all the couples, and they got dumped. To be honest with you, I feel like Megan's been here before. You know, and I don't really care if Megan goes. And I think at this moment, at crunch time, like 3 days before, I think it's only suiting that, you know, Conor goes as well. I think it's not, I would have, to be honest with you, I would have not mind Conor being in the finals, because I actually do somewhat like Conor. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I feel like Conor has been true to himself. So I do kind of like Conor, but at the same time, I don't feel like Megan deserves to be in the final the same way I don't think Blue deserved to be in the final, because, you know, they had their 5 or 15 minutes and then they left. And I feel like because they were outside, they got so much insight on what was going on and what the public thought of the people in the villa. I felt like, you know, that would have compromised how they behaved when they returned to the villa. So I don't think that they deserve to be in kind of like a winning couple. Do you see what I'm saying? So for me, that's why I say it's more fitting or fair that they leave. I was thinking there was gonna be Megan and Dejon. Really was, because I know there's a lot of heat on Dejon and Meg, so I was thinking it's gonna be them. But this whole thing, this whole argument, I just feel like it's so pointless. I'm watching the most pointless argument live on TV, and I just don't get it. Do you know what I'm saying? Do not get me wrong. I completely understand where Meg is coming from, because at the end of the day, Yasmin has literally been bashing Dejon. Bashing him. She has nothing positive to say about him. But then he goes and put her name on the board. I understand where she is saying, you know, why would you put the name on the board? But for her saying, you know, you should have put one of my friends, the game is how well do you know me? So if Dejon is thinking, we had this conversation, you know that I would have gone for Yaz. Every single person in the villa know I would have gone for Yaz. So therefore, automatically, I'm thinking you're going to write Yaz on the board, right? So at the end of the day, I don't understand why it is such a big deal when you consider it like that. Do you see what I'm saying? It didn't help that Yasmin actually put Dejon down as well. And we see where Megan was having Meg, I should say, not Megan. We see where Meg was having a conversation with Yasmin, and she was like, you know, I just want to hear from your side, you know, because obviously you put him down and he put you down. Is there something like that? And Yasmin was like, no, like obviously we did flirt and stuff, and, you know, she was explaining that Jamie felt the same way because he didn't know that they had a romantic connection. Meg was like, I know you guys were flirting and stuff, but I didn't know you guys were exploring things. I don't think they meant exploring as in they literally went to couple up, or they went like, you know, but they were getting to know each other. I think when you're in the villa, people do try to get to know each other, and it was evident that they were flirting and talking, hence why the whole situation with the threesome came up. And also when they went back and they were talking to him, with Tony and Yasmin was talking to him, and it was a massive thing afterwards. Like, there were times when you would see Dejon and Yasmin, so therefore they were trying to get to know each other, which means you're exploring, does it not? Do you know what I'm saying? So I think I get from both point of views, but I do think that Meg is overreacting in the situation. I do think so, because I think, first of all, it's a game. So even if you were annoyed, I understand it, but it shouldn't be dragging on like this. And she keeps saying, well, I don't care, it's a game, guys, like I'm over it, like I don't care. Stop lying, Meg. You do care, because if you didn't care, it wouldn't have ruined the dinner, you wouldn't have pulled Yaz, you would have not been telling the girls, you would not be angry. You do care, and it's okay to care. Do you see what I'm saying? But she's literally just lying to herself and to other people about it. Do you know what I'm saying? Sorry, guys, I got a call. Let me cancel that. Yeah, so she's basically just lying to herself about it, because you do care. You do care. And it's okay. Do you know what I'm saying? But from Dejon's point of view, I feel like, because even Shakira said it, right? We all know. We all know that, you know, it would have been Yasmin. So therefore, had he not chosen Yasmin, because Shakira's like, I didn't think he would have the balls to say it. Had he not chosen Yasmin, everybody would have automatically, again, just judged him just by thinking, well, he's lying. Do you know what I'm saying? And even Tony was like, oh, why did he tell the truth? I'm like, really? Do you know what? That comment just made me realize Dejon could not win. He could not win. Because if Dejon had put another name and not Yasmin, they would have said, oh, we all know it was Yasmin. Oh, he's lying. Obviously, he's trying to play the game. Obviously, he's trying to do this. Oh, he's da 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 da. Dejon would have gotten bashed for that. I'm not ask Grace. Dejon would have gotten bashed for it. Do you know what I'm saying? So for her to say, well, you know, why did he tell the truth? Like, the boy can't win. If he tells the truth, he's going to be in hot water. If he doesn't tell the truth, he's going to be in hot water. So what the hell is he meant to do? But I do get from his perspective, he's simply just answering the question to the way that he thought that Meg would answer the question, and it was the truth. Yasmin and Jamie, because Jamie, we hear him telling the boys, like, obviously it was a shocker for him because he did not know that anything like this happened, because from what he knows is that he thought that Yasmin hated Dejon, because even in the challenge and in other circumstances, she's always bashing him. Dejon and Meg this, Dejon and Meg that. So he's like, why are you so obsessed with him? Do you know what I'm saying? And I get it, because like I said last night in my review, when a guy always go on and on negatively about a girl, I also take that into account the same way he would go positive. But it depends. I would probably watch the negative more than I am watching the positive, because I do feel like it's a thing where a lot of guys do, right? So I understand why he's thrown off about it. But Yasmin was like, you know, she didn't actually say anything to him about the situation with her and Dejon, because obviously, you know, Jamie was on the outside. So you would automatically think that he knows, because you're thinking he's watching. So I do get from her side. But realistically, at this moment, there's nothing going on with Dejon and Yasmin. Do you see what I'm saying? And I just feel like Dejon and Yasmin are boyfriend and girlfriends. Surely they should be able to discuss this and move on, because it ruined their dinner. And it's meant to be a romantic thing, and it got ruined. But secondly, I'm just like, I'm watching it and I'm just like, she's saying, well, now the cameras are always on me. And I think the reason why, and let me point that out, I think the reason why she said that is basically because, you know, when things are happening, I don't know if you guys have ever been around like certain production on a wider scale. Sometimes when the producers are zooming in, or when they're focusing on you, kind of do know, because the camera makes a certain sound to turn and focus in on you, and it does a focus sound. So I think we probably didn't hear it, but I think that's what happened. So that's why she pointed out the fact that now the camera is on her. And Dejon was like, why do you think that is? Do you know what I'm saying? And she was like, basically, at the end of the day, you know, I'm done with the conversation, and you've got a face like that. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's like, well, I can't fake it. Do you see what I mean? But my thing is, the conversation, even if you are talking about something and you guys are upset, it's not, my face, even if I'm not saying it, my face will automatically say it, because I'm like that. My face will automatically tell you, because I cannot hide it for nobody. I cannot do it. No matter who you are, I can't hide it. Do you know what I'm saying? But I did notice when Dejon was trying to like say to her, like, well, just come over here and chill. So he was trying to pull her over, because I think he was trying to make it look like they weren't arguing. So everybody is in their couple, and everybody is having fun, and everyone's doing all the lovely romantic things, and they're arguing, sitting miles apart basically for a couple. Slight exaggeration, but you know what I mean. So he was just like, come over, and was trying to have his arm around her, which I thought to myself, you know, it's like damage control, isn't it? So he's basically trying to show an image to make it, trying not to let anybody else catch on that they're discussing the issue. But I'm just like, do we need to even do this at this point? Because if we're not getting on and we're arguing, or whatever it is, we shouldn't need to have to pretend. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like it's at this point where it's crunch time, the last few days, and everyone's more aware of the cameras. Everyone is more aware and more concerned with what other people are thinking or seeing of them. And it's not just Meg and Dejon. I've noticed it with different people, Conor and Meg. I've noticed it even with what's it called? What's his name? Harry. Because even when Harry got the things, the hats and whatever, and he was doing the thing on the bed, him there talking to himself, Shakira's gonna love this, is he talk to himself or talk to us? Because my thing is, and I want to point this out, I don't feel like seeing Harry for the whole of this season, right? And I know Shakira brings out a different side of Harry. I am not going to dispute this because I do know that and I do believe this and I have seen this. But I don't think Harry is being his genuine self. I think he's faking it low key right now. Not faking it with Shakira, but I think he's faking like this personality that's going on right now with him. It just doesn't, I'm not buying it. I'm not sold on it. And what really caught my attention is when the text came in and they read the text and said that the viewers have been voting for the least compatible or the most compatible couple, I think it was. And we got a little clip of Harry and Shakira where Harry said, I bet you $10 is not us, right? And then it went on to Megan and Dejon, and Megan and Dejon said, it's definitely us, or I bet it's us. Now, when I heard those two, I thought, let me get an understanding of what they meant in context, right? Automatically, when that came on, and I saw Harry won, I thought to myself, is he saying, oh, well, you know, it's definitely not us? As in, you know, it's not us that is the most compatible. That's what I was trying to analyze, right? And then when I thought about the Megan Dejon, when she said it's definitely us, I never assumed that she's saying it's definitely us as the most compatible. I assumed as well it's definitely us that's probably going to go home, right? So that's my taking on both of them. However, when Harry comes back, because remember he said, I bet you £10 it's not us, right? When the results came back and it was Conor and Megan, he went to Shakira, you owe me $10. Now, why was Harry so sure that they weren't going to be the least compatible and they weren't going to be the one that's dumped? That is my question. So now that leads me to think, okay, Harry is definitely trying to play a game here, right? Or there's a possibility of him definitely trying to play a game here. And the reason why I say this, because it was convenient that Harry jumped ship at such last minute, realizing how popular or how loved Shakira is. And he jumped ship. Could this be, I mean, this could well just be Harry wanting to be with Shakira and made that decision. But I think this could be very much calculated. I think this could be Harry thinking, well, Shakira is popular. I might, if I get back with Shakira, have a chance of winning. Yes, it might cost me a lot of stuff and I might not win, but it might give me a little chance of winning because she's popular. And viewers might have to think, well, we love Shakira, so we'll probably make her win or come close to winning, even if, you know what I'm saying, you have the dead weight of Harry, like dragging her, right? He knows there might still be a chance. What he does know is that there's no chance of him winning with him and Helena, right? So I think after this comment, it's making me think, did he decide to make that leap of faith, hoping that it will work out in his favor? Because I genuinely feel when I watch Harry, I just don't buy this side of him, right? I don't buy it. Because this is the first time we're seeing this side of him as well. And I just feel like in the whole 7 weeks, it's in the last week that we're seeing you. Do you see what I'm saying? But secondly, the fact that he was so sure that they weren't going to be voted the least compatible and done from the villa, that is concerning for me. And that is just put an alarm bell for me. But anyways, comment down below and let me know what you guys think. I will say that it was nice kind of like hearing Shakira like say something positive about Dee, in the sense where she was talking to the girls and she said, you know what, I don't think Dee's intention was to be disrespectful to Meg. I know she said she didn't think he was going to have the balls when she was talking to Harry, the balls to actually put Yasmin's name, but she did say to the girls, listen, I don't think that it was his intention to disrespect her. Do you know what I'm saying? I just think that because he had the conversation with her, he would have automatically think that she would have known the answer. And I agree, that is the point of view that I think Dejon is coming from at the same time. So I completely agree, but it was kind of good to watch her kind of like defend him in that moment, because usually we do hear a lot more negative going from them to Dejon or about Dejon. So it was kind of good to know that, you know, in all the bullshit that's going on, you know, you can still look at a situation and give a fair analysis of the situation. So I thought that was lovely. I'm not gonna lie. So I laughed. I think the funny part of tonight is shows when the boys came back and the girls decided that they were gonna ignore him and hum. I thought that was really funny. I did laugh at that. I thought that was funny. I could tell that Dejon didn't find it funny when he was saying to Meg and she didn't really respond. And it's just, I'm just come to the decision. I think Megan and Dejon, I keep saying Megan Dejon, I don't think they're compatible as a couple. I don't think they will work on the outside, unfortunately, because at the end of the day, they can't have a conversation without arguing. Because even in that conversation that they were having, Meg was like, well, I don't care, I don't want to talk about it, it's fine. And then Dejon stops, and then she starts to talk about it. And then he's like, well, you know, I don't really want to hear it because you said you don't want to talk about it. So I'm saying, I just feel like communication is so important. I mean, we saw where they were struggling to communicate in the beginning, but then we saw them getting better. But I think it's just, I don't think they're compatible, unfortunately. I don't think they will work on the outside. I think there's going to be too much because remember, Dejon is a personal trainer and he's basically said, he's confessed that he shagged most of his female clientele. I don't think Meg is going to be able to handle the whole situation of Dejon being around females and all these kind of stuff. And Dejon is flirty. I mean, I know he said flirty Dejon goes away when he's in a relationship. And I can say, do you know what? At the moment, he's not given us any reason to believe that's not true because he's been behaving himself since he became exclusive and been in a relationship. But at the end of the day, you know, we just don't know. And I'm not going to say that he's going to be flirting with people while he's in a relationship because I'm a very flirty person myself. And I love flirting and I will do it just for the sake of doing it. But when I'm in a relationship, I'm very mindful and I don't do it. So I'm not going to go and say, well, yes, he will do it. Because I've had people say that about me and I didn't appreciate it because I know who I am, right? But I just don't think that they're compatible at all. I don't. But Conor and Megan has gone home, guys. They've been dumped from the villa. So we say goodbye to them. We've got only 3 days, guys. 3 days. And we see on Sunday where the old islanders are coming back to make some kind of decision. I think this is going to be probably the finalists, basically. I think they're going to choose who they want to be in the finalists. That's what I think. It'll be good to see everybody back and to see if anyone comes with any, you know, kind of animosity towards any specific islander. Because obviously most people would have been watching what was going on by now, so they would have kind of have an idea of who said what about them. So let's see how that goes. But yes, guys, we've come to the end of this review. And if you haven't yet thumbs up the video, please go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Yay. Have a good weekend, guys. Bye bye.